Good day, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another keyboard review, but this time we are featuring the G80-3000. So without further ado, let's jump straight ahead into why these keyboards, in my opinion, are actually really amazing to have and should be considered into your arsenal of peripherals. So first and foremost, this is the Cherry G80-3000. As you can see, it is in a TKL layout, which means it's 10 keyless. Yet again, as I mentioned in the previous video for the MX 1.0, it's better when it comes to space saving. It gives you more space when you're using your mouse. This is particularly important, especially within esports, where the movement of the mouse plays a major role. So without further ado, let's dive deeper into the keyboard itself. So right off the bat, you can see that they come in two different base colors. You have black and you have white. I like both of them. The design overall is very, very nice. I like the shape, the ergonomics design. But under personal suggestion, I would say that you might want to get a wrist rest and then to pair up with your keyboard. But overall, it feels very comfortable to type on. Well, aside from that, we can also take notice that in the overall chassis design, I say that it looks more sleek and definitely, if you ask me, a very good space saver. Especially if you're planning to make this particular keyboard your daily driver and also a portable driver where you can take it around. Although there are some minor flaws which we'll talk about later, but for now, the overall layout and the overall compact size of this TKL is pretty impressive. In the Cherry MX 1.0 keyboard, they have horizontal flip-up feet with the rubber paddings on their bottom. This is the same, except it's vertical, so in a perspective, it's actually easier to access and easily available to flip up. Aside from that, the keycaps are beautifully smooth, and not to forget, they actually don't slip even though they're that smooth. That's surprising, which is why I really did have a great time typing on this. And here's the kicker about this keyboard. If you're not an RGB fan, have no fear, Cherry has got you covered. This is the NBL edition, and this is the RGB edition. So if you're not a fan of RGB and not a fan of colorful little lights here and there, you can always opt for the NBL. NBL stands for non-backlit. Therefore, it covers up on the productivity and also gaming regions, and also depending on your own personal preference. Not many people are a fan of RGB, or nor do they want to have RGB on their keyboards. But yet again, it's a personal preference. And then you have most people who enjoy RGB, adjusting the coloration and lighting. RGB, don't forget, 16.8 million colors at your disposal. Whatever color you want, out of 16.8 million, it's numerous. You'll have a hard time trying to pick the color to adjust your keyboard. Next up, we talk about the switches, the inside of the keyboard, which is the Cherry MX switches, where RGB is available within the keys itself. While for the NBL, which is the non-backlit one, is just Cherry switches by itself. Therefore, you won't have fancy lights, but you will have an amazing and durable switch that is at your disposal. Both Cherry MX switches and normal Cherry switches are rated at 60 million keystrokes. Therefore, you have a very tough little keyboard that's in your bag that can withstand that much punishment, especially. And mind you, these Cherry switches are battle tested to no end by Cherry themselves. When they test the 60 million keystrokes, they don't just tap it lightly, they hammer the thing. Therefore, you can be assured that when you're about to rage quit, these guys can handle it. Well, that covers up for the pros of this keyboard. Now let's go to the cons. Cherry. Yet again, you guys got an amazing keyboard. Design is fabulous. Everything looks beautiful. Come on, braided cable. I mean, not everybody wants braided cable, but still, even cheap and mechanical keyboards have braided cable. Well, aside from that, I got no complaints for the overall keyboard except for the font of the RGB version of the G80-3000, where the font on the keycaps are engraved in like a robotic, futuristic, gamery type of font. Not a big fan of that. I wish that they implemented what they had in the non-backlit, the NBL, and engraved that particular type of font into the RGB keycaps, therefore allowing a little bit more, you know, like classic flair. Having too much of a gamery look font isn't my forte. I don't know about other people, but yet again, this is under my personal opinion. And the last but not least, something that probably Cherry can look into, especially for 10 keyless, is that these guys are non-detachable, so that would be a problem when it comes to carrying as well, because especially when you put it into a bag or somewhere where it's like enclosed space, it might just end up pushing on the wire, and over time it does break. But aside from that, the overall build, I would say there's a little bit of a deck flex on it. I don't know if you can see it, but there's a little bit of deck flex on it, especially on the RGB. But aside from that, this keyboard is amazing to type on. I had a great time doing the sound testing and sound recording and typing for this particular keyboard. It was really great experience. It is comfortable, it is compact, it is very dynamic. Overall, it's a really good keyboard, especially for productivity. And the last thing I would like to talk about for the G80-3000 is that not only are you able to get the chassis in different color, you have the option of black and white, but also the switches. You can have a black chassis with blue switches or a white chassis with blue switches. In the meantime, it can be the other way around with browns. If I'm not mistaken, the switches available for these keyboards are the Cherry Silent Red, the Cherry Red, Cherry Blue, and Cherry Brown. These particular 4 switches are available pre-installed inside these keyboards. So without any other problems about this keyboard, I feel like it is a definite good buy for anybody who wants to actually purchase this keyboard. And in my opinion, they make a great daily driver. That's all for the review today, guys. So that is my review on the G80-3000. And if you guys want more information about keyboards or key switches, particular different key switches, like because we have so many different brands, so many different colors, what type, do let us know if you guys want to know in-depth explanation on these particular switches. I will definitely look in the comments and I will definitely address those questions with another video. Aside from that, I guess that's all for today. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Do give us a like, comment if there's anything that you like, suggestions for future videos. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bells for future updated videos. I guess that's all from us. Thank you for listening in and see ya all soon.